Hey, what's up, guys? This is Church of Caboose, and in today's video, we're going over some of the top 5 weapons y'all should get. These weapons are based off of things that are meta in the game. Being meta means usually that everyone is using it. So there's like meta weapons for raids, meta for nightfalls, meta for PvP, that kind of thing. And there's weapons that by and far are almost always used in each one of those events that you guys should be trying to get. The inspiration for making this video is that with Shadowkeep came a new light, and a lot of Destiny players came back. There's a lot of new Destiny players who never played Destiny before, and I keep getting asked by friends who fall into either of those categories. They're like, hey Church, what should we use when we're doing this dungeon or we're doing this PvP or Nightfall or whatever? And so I was like, hey, I'm going to make a video about the 5 meta guns you can use and never ever go wrong by using them. So number 5 on the list is Windigo. Windigo GL3, number 5 on my list. It is a heavy grenade launcher that you can get via quest, a gift of the worthy, which you pick up from Zavala in the tower. This grenade launcher has special duper perk is that as you pick up orbs of light, it gives you increased blast radius and damage. Downside of that, which is why this is number 5, is that it can decrease the amount of time for getting your super, or excuse me, increase how long you need to get your super. That's why I have it listed as number 5. Also, is not super awesome in PvP because it does have a very low blast radius, especially if you do not have any orbs of light charged into this grenade launcher. So that's what number 5 is at. Let's take a quick look at its perks. Alright, the perks on the Windigo GL3. Let's take a quick look. We've got adaptive frame, well-grounded grip, reliable and sturdy, smart drift control, which basically just, gives it better stability and that kind of thing. Blinding grenades, which blind enemies that are in fact impacted by the grenade. Auto-loading holster, and explosive light. The explosive light is that perk I was telling you about earlier. Now again, this is much better for PvE, not so much for PvP. It comes with a 10 velocity masterwork, and you can put on different mods, that kind of thing, which is nice, and it has 120 rounds per minute. Alright, Swarm of the Raven. This is a heavy grenade launcher that comes only from Iron Banner. That was the reason why I am putting out this video today, because tomorrow starts this second round of Iron Banner since the season of the Undying and Shadowkeep has been released. Alright, what you need to make sure you get on the Swarm of the Raven is spike grenades. That's it. Doesn't matter the other rest of the role. I mean, if you want to farm for that absolute god tier role with spike grenades and whatever else, you can. But what makes the Swarm of the Raven meta is the spike grenades. Why? Because it is void, and when people use tractor cannon, this grenade launcher is through the roof on boss DPS on PvE. It also has some pretty solid blast radius for PvP, so it works pretty well in both areas, unlike the Windigo, which is why this is listed as number 4, but it's not higher than number 4 because it is a power weapon, so you don't get as much ammo for it. How can you get the Swarm of the Raven? Well, first of all, you gotta play an Iron Banner. Iron Banner is a 6v6 multiplayer event that has power level advantage. It is also a fantastic event to use to level up. Iron Banner, the higher your power are, the easier you are able to kill people as well as stay alive. You'll take less damage from people that are below your power, and you'll be able to deal more damage to them than they can do to you. And then the Iron Banner, you get rewards after every single completion of a match, just like you would in regular Crucible, and you do have a chance of the Swarm of the Raven dropping at the end of each match. You can also turn in bounties that you can pick up from Lord Saladin in the tower. You get a couple of weekly pinnacle rewards, and those give you a chance to have the Storm of the Raven drop from those pinnacle reward bounty things. You also are able to turn in coins and use level up packages, and you will get random rewards, and they can in fact drop a Storm of the Raven. Now whenever you get a Swarm of the Raven, make sure you look at that roll to see if you have spike grenades. If you don't, it's probably not worth keeping in my opinion, but that's up to you. Now what is this weapon best used for? It is most commonly used in PvE. I can't tell you how many times I hop into a raid, people are like, what heavy should I use? And someone's like, do you have Storm of the Raven with spike grenades? And someone's like, yeah, but, and they're like, who cares? Use that Storm of the Raven with spike grenades. So make sure y'all are getting the spike grenades. So let's take a real quick look at the stats so you can see what the spike grenade perk looks like. Alright, here's the Storm of the Raven. Here you can see like the different rolls you can get and like Masterworks, all that kind of thing. It is an aggressive frame grenade launcher, which means that it does high damage and high recoil. It shoots 150 rounds a minute, so a little bit faster than Windigo, and that's what spike grenades looks like. Remember, doesn't matter what the rest of your rolls are, but if you want to be real picky, you can get things like loading holster, rampage. You can grind for that perfect like reload masterwork. I happen to get a really good roll with reload, masterwork, snapshot sights, and rampage. All right, let's take a look at number 3, Outbreak Perfected. Alright, Outbreak Perfected. This is an exotic pulse rifle that did come out back in like May, which is around when I started my channel. So this is perhaps another weapon that you might have to have the annual pass for. From last year, since Forsaken, I have been told once again that by clanmates that it is available for free for anyone that joined in with New Light, as well as bought Shadowkeep, and I was able to confirm it by helping a friend who only has Shadowkeep get it. So you guys shouldn't have to worry, but if you are not able to get the quest for this, then make sure you have the season pass from Forsaken downloaded. Alright, so in order to get this weapon, it is a quest, which is again great because it's not RNG, because unlike the Storm of the Raven, you will for sure get it. Storm of the Raven is all on luck, so you could never get it or you could get it really early, who knows. But Outbreak Perfected isn't a fantastic pulse rifle. Oh my gosh, like when this thing first came out, people were one-phasing Galron in the Crown of Sorrow raid when everyone was running the Outbreak Perfected. It has a catalyst available, which increases the damage of its intrinsic perk that has to deal with how much damage the Siva Knights make. It is just all around a really solid weapon. You cannot go wrong with using this weapon. However, it is not the best boss like DPS damage weapon or add clear out of my top 5, which is why it is on the number 3 for this list of my top 5. Alright, now how do you get this weapon? Well, all the details for any of these quests are going to be in the description down below, but broadly you have to go pick up the quest from a little area in the patrol on Titan, go find some nodes, then you have to go and do a timed mission, and once you complete that mission within the time, you get the Outbreak Perfected. In order to do the Catalyst, you have to do the same mission only on Heroic, and if you do some extra special little stuff with codes and that kind of thing, you can do it in 3 weeks to complete the Catalyst. Otherwise, you just complete the Heroic mission 5 times and you have the Catalyst earned, and then otherwise it's just headshots. That's all you gotta do. That's it in order for the Catalyst. Alright, this weapon is outstanding. If you guys aren't seeing from the gameplay, the main reason why I love it and why it's so meta is because one of its perks is those Siva Knights. And what they do is when you get precision kills or do enough damage, these little projectiles fly out and attack the enemy. So you get kind of like extra bonus damage, almost like the Gallahorn, but on a primary rifle and not to the effect of a heavy rocket launcher. Alright, now let's take a quick look at its perks. Okie dokie, here's the perks. So as you can see, the intrinsic is the corruption spreads. This weapon creates Siva nanite swarms on rapid hits and precision kills. That's what I was talking about earlier that makes this thing so dang great. You have extended barrel, which is, gives you more range, and handling. You got accurized rounds, which again, more range. Outlaw, which is increased reload with precision kills, and parasitism. This weapon does more damage to enemies based on the number of Siva nanites that attach to that enemy. And there's the catalyst, increases the nanite damage. Enemies that have nanites attached to them generate additional nanites. So like this gun is OP to the it's way damn strong. It's a 450 RPM. So this is the Outbreak Perfected, number 3. Now let's look at number 2. Number 2 is the Izanamis Burden. This is an exotic sniper rifle, and again, it would be from a previous expansion, specifically the Black Armory. Now, in order to get this whole quest, you can get this sniper rifle, make sure you can launch the Forge on Earth, Valunder Forge. If you're able to launch the Valunder Forge, you should be set in order to get this sniper rifle. Now, be warned, this is a crazy long quest that requires all kinds of activities and unlocking and codes and that kind of thing. There are tons of videos out there, and again, I do have a link in the description below that will take you to an article that will take you through the whole process. So if you are interested in getting this weapon, please make sure you check out that article or look at other YouTubers' videos on how to get this weapon. Now, why is this gun number 2? Well, this is part of the meta of all metas. The most typical PvE and raid meta is Izanamis Burden with the Catalyst, Recluse, and Storm of the Raven or Windigo. That's why these weapons are in this list. But in order to actually be able to utilize this weapon to its fullest capacity, you have to be able to have that Catalyst. In order to get the Catalyst on this sniper rifle, you have to have the Season of Opulence Chalice that lets you get rewards from the Menagerie, where you can forge your own gear that you want. And in order to get that Catalyst, you have to have that Chalice fully upgraded and masterworked, and then you do a heroic Menagerie and you get the Catalyst for the Izanamis Burden. Now, this sniper rifle is amazing. It does a ton of damage at a long range, and the perk of Peerless Edge or Honed Edge is why this weapon is outstanding. What it does is it charges up to 4 rounds into one shot. When that happens, you get 4 times the damage as well as boosted range and accuracy. So you are able to do tons of boss damage, and this weapon didn't used to be meta until the newest Shadowkeep expansion, because they buffed sniper rifles by about 25%. That made sniper rifles in general a lot more usable for boss DPS, especially in raids. And the Garden of Salvation, basically everyone expects you to have this sniper rifle in order to do some nuts damage. Otherwise, it might be like, hope you got Divinity. And that's why this weapon's on number 2. It is just really good. So let's take a look at its perks. The perks are pretty outstanding. So if you guys take a look at this, there is the Catalyst, which you have Honed Edge. That's when you're holding reload. Consumes the magazine and loads a round with additional range and damage. If you have limited ammo, you can do a 2 times honed, a 3 times honed, and a 4 times. And then you've got some accurized rounds, suited barrel, Outlaw, which, precision kills give you insane reload boost, as well as composite stock, which is just a boost to some nice handling. But this is the moneymaker. The Catalyst increases the damage bonus of Honed Edge when 4 bullets are consumed. This is what makes this gun amazing, and is why it's number 2. Because it needs so much more ammo. You have to use special ammo. It's more for the heavy, quick DPS than anything else. Alright guys, let's take a look at number 1. At number 1, you probably know it, you've most likely hated it, you probably want it, and it's the Recluse. The Recluse is by far the best thing ever in Destiny 2. It does insane ad clearing, it does insane major and just general damage. It is fantastic in PvP and PvE, and it got a buff with Shadowkeep by 33, 25%, 33%, something like that. And PvE, this gun is the gun to beat all guns. This is not even that hard to get, and it's a quest. It's not even RNG, so you can for sure get it. It is a part of the seasonal pass from last year since Forsaken. I've had a friend, he did not buy Forsaken, and he was able to get this, so you guys, if you did not buy Forsaken, should be able to pick this quest up. You gotta make sure you check out the link down below for all the full details. Basically, you go to see Lord Shaxx in the tower, you pick up a quest that says rewards is the Recluse, you complete the Triumph, the Stuff of Legend, and you get this bad boy. Why is the Recluse so amazing? Well, it's a submachine gun with the range of an auto rifle. It's got a lot of range, and it has an insane rampage perk. It's called Master of Arms. If you get a gun kill with any weapon, including the Recluse, you get a Rampage type buff as well as Feeding Frenzy. So with this whole artifact, you can do insane reload speeds with some machine gun enhanced reloaders from the artifact and mods, and you go to town with this bad boy. It just spits out void bullets from hell, and this thing is just outstanding. It is a primary ammo user. It is a sub. I just can't say enough about it, so I just need to stop before I start getting super duper repetitive. But if there is just one gun out of this list of 5 you go for, it is Recluse, which is why it is at number 1. I literally have almost never not used it. I use it so much, I'm almost tired of using it. My kill tracker says I'm at 19,505 kills, and we'll see when I get the stats and all that stuff pulled up here. And like, you just have a really hard time taking this gun off, which is why it is so good. Like, get this gun, for the love of God. Get this weapon. In order to get this weapon, you do have to get to 2,100 points in Fabled, which is in the competitive playlist, which is not super duper hard to do because they have changed up how comp points work. And if you want to know more about that, I'm sure there's videos, or let me know down below, and I will make a video specifically about the competitive playlist and how to get to Fabled as quickly and easily as possible. Alright, let's take a look at the perks and stats that come on Recluse. So the perks of Recluse, you guys can see here as follows. You got a ranged masterwork. It is a lightweight frame, which means you can move faster when the weapon is equipped. You have polygonal rifling, then you have ricochet rounds, feeding frenzy, which is the next one, and then finally the master of arms. The master of arms is the perk I was telling you about, where if you get a kill with any weapon and then switch to Recluse, you have the Rampage effect, and it also applies to when you're using Recluse itself. And then, as you can see down there, right below the 951, I do have 19,509 kills with this weapon, which should tell you that I never take it off because that's how good it is. Common mods to put on this gun are backup mag and targeting adjuster, and that's about it. It's also a 900 rounds per minute SMG. There's Recluse. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Get it. And that concludes this video. I hope this top 5 list helps you guys out. I've had many people when I'm doing LFG or whatever, like friends being like, hey, which kinds of guns should I use? And I really hope this video helps you guys to use it. If there's one thing you take away, you will use Recluse for everything. So just get Recluse if you only want to get one. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comment sections down below what you think, and if you have different guns you would put in instead of these for your top 5, or if you have any other suggestions or additions for a top 10, I might make a video later that includes more weapons that aren't so DLC tied or something. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I am Church of Caboose. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.